getting massively hit by the weapon or weapons. I just can hardly hold my head up. I mean, it doesn't matter. It's 11 o'clock at night. This feeling, I know the feeling from experience with this thing and other feelings on my body at the same time. I'm getting hit by this weapon. They don't like, like certain videos I've been making. Oh God, who are they? I've been saying suspected American secret police. Anybody going to believe that? No, but that's the truth of the matter. So anyway, I'm getting massively hit. So here's what I want to say. If you ever read the novel Dracula by Bram Stoker, that is one scary novel. Rarely do I get scared when reading, okay? But the Dracula story, God, it is so scary. Anyway, at the beginning of the story, there's a character, and I can't remember the guy's name, but it's like Igor, okay? And if you watch the movie, the one I like best is the one where an actor named Frank Langella plays Dracula. That's my favorite version. Oh man, is that scary. But anyway, in that movie version, there is a character. I'm not going to refer to the novel because nobody reads anymore. So anyway, there's a character like, his name is like Igor. So in the movie, one of the first things he has to do is he's going to drag this coffin of Dracula's. Dracula's landed in Britain on a ship that crashes into the shore. And all the crew are dead, right? And Dracula is all his stuff is going to be delivered to this really spooky castle, and this guy named Igor, he was a low character the way Shakespeare would have defined him. He's dragging this coffin full of like mud that Dracula used to have around him when he's laying in it. It's heavy as hell, right? So he's complaining to Dracula. He says, "You can drag this thing up yourself these stairs. Like I'd go carting this heavy stuff for you." He's complaining to Dracula, okay? So what do you see next? Dracula turns into a bat, comes down and bites him. And now he's on the way to becoming Dracula's slave. So what's the moral of the story? Don't complain like that when you're at a disadvantage. Don't complain to Dracula about dragging his coffin. If you got to drag that coffin, drag it without complaint and get the hell out of there. So I'm saying that's my situation in the United States. A lot of times I'm making these videos and I'm complaining about the people here. Well, what am I letting myself in for? Well, what do you think? I'm surrounded by the Americans that I'm complaining about. Just like that guy's complaining to Dracula. Well, that's the situation I'm in. So, well, that's what I've been doing, and it's like I hope that doesn't happen to me now. A lynch mob comes out to get me. Since I'm, just talking for the moment, I'm actually waiting for one of my phones to do something. Way back when I was like 14, my parents took me to see this play at Arena Stage here in Washington, D.C. called Marat, Sade. And it was a very bizarre play for a 14-year-old to see. My God. Arena Stage is a stage in the round. And they had like it takes place in an insane asylum. The play does, like back in the time of the French Revolution, and they were like schizophrenics. These are actors posted around the perimeter of that stage who were just frozen like you see people in a catatonic state, right? If you're people in a catatonic state don't even move, right? They're just like statues. They had people like that staring out at the audience, looking crazy as hell, right? And what happens in the play is this guy Marat, he's like in a bathtub the whole time. That's like me with this. And he's writing these, God knows what, tracts of some kind. Is it sadistic sex novels? I don't know what he was writing, but I think the word sadism comes from his name. So there must be a connection of some kind. So obviously I haven't researched any of this. But anyway, at the end of that play, okay, this gorgeous woman, just to a 14-year-old, she's wearing like a nightgown. She's a beautiful blonde, and she's got this bosom that this nightgown is just hanging off the edge of that bosom. And my eyes are, of course, like saucers looking at that woman. God, look at that. So this woman takes a knife and she stabs Marat to death in that bathtub. And then, well, oh, it was an incredible ending. What happens is there was this like strobe light in the theater. We go, the whole place went dark, and then in a white light flash, like that, and God, the crazies of that insane asylum are milling around, and that blonde woman gets together with this dandyish dude who's like super effeminate guy in like stockings up to his knees in those shoes and everything, and they get down on the floor like near me. He's on top of her, and they're in the missionary love-making position, and they're going through the motions of having sex, even though they have their clothes on. But I'm a 14-year-old kid, and it just is overwhelming emotional experience for me to see this, with this flash going on like this, and these crazy people of the insane asylum milling around, and now this woman going through the act of sex with this guy. Oh my God, it was just overpowering. So all these years later, I'm saying my life has been so crazy. Somebody's going to come and kill me because I'm saying I'm being hit by a microwave weapon and saying, this guy is nuts. And he's talking all this crazy stuff. God, what a life. I have fears like this because something like this already did happen to me in 1982. It was just horrific. I don't know anything about post-traumatic stress disorder, but I must have it from that experience. I mean, it turned my whole world inside out to have this happen to me. And then, well, it wasn't just that; it was the way I've been treated ever since. Like I'm crazy. I'm the crazy uncle, and I'm nothing of the kind. And what I've discovered about this weapon and these things like that, I've said, man, I now, as an old man, have proof, if I could get it, that I never was in any way crazy. And this entire thing that's happened to me has been an absolute fraud, perpetrated by a man who was, for all intents and purposes, a serial murderer. I believe he murdered his His stepfather, who was my step-grandfather, remember? And he murdered his own father, who was very probably my biological father, and that's why he murdered him. For being my biological father and planting me in the man of the year's household as a son that wasn't his, and that he hated and had to provide for, and who outshined all of his kids and made things horrible for the man of the year just by being me. And so he tried to destroy me. He very nearly did. And I'm saying he murdered his own father. Well, God knows if he participated in other murders as a medical doctor. I mean, he told me the story with great pride of how this super conservative, super authority accepted medical doctor pulled the life support on a man because he said he was a no good man. You're not supposed to do that. Don't those guys take this oath? Something, I think it's called the Hippocrates Oath, something like that. Just Hippocratean Oath. I'm not sure I'm saying it right. Where they're absolutely going to follow principles of honesty and truthfulness as medical doctors and virtue. Well, he's going to pull the plug on a man. There's no trial. There's no discussion. He takes the law into his own hands and does that. And the man of the year is pridefully telling me about it. I'm thinking, that is absolutely wrong what that guy did. The man of the year is proud of it. Well, when I saw the kind of things that the man of the year did, this makes me think that God knows what medical doctors are doing. This man did horrific things to me. He was a very popular and greatly honored member of the established medical community. So, well, these are some of my thoughts. I was waiting for this phone to do this. So I think I'm going to end up as Marat. Oh, God. How crazy is this life of mine going to be? So, in a way, you could say that's happening to me, because like I'm talking about this thing which nobody believes, and I'm supposed to be in love with somebody who is not answering anything I try to communicate to her. Zero answer. Isn't that woman who kills Marat? She's killing me this way. If you look at it that way, I mean, I don't choose to look at it that way. I say to myself, if she's not answering because she's got a good reason. Not because she doesn't like me. She's the one who said she liked me. That started the whole thing off. I'm glad I'm not blaming her. I said, my God, you like me. After what I've been through in my life, I say, I cannot believe this. Somebody like you, yeah, I'm going to hold on. If this is true, I'll hold on forever. I cannot believe somebody like you likes me. After what I've been through, 40 years of solitary confinement and the rest of it, you like me? Oh my God, yeah. So I look at it positive way, but if you take a minute to review and you say, wait a minute, there's another way to look at this, then everything I said applies. Well, that's all from me for now. It's about 11 p.m. on the 31st of May, 2026, a Sunday.